Hey folks, Pastor Sean coming to you with today's daily devotion. We are in 1 Timothy 4, starting with verse 6. Going to read all 5 verses here, and then I'm going to go over it real quickly. Verse 6, 1 Timothy 4, verse 6 says, "If you instruct the brethren in these things, you will be a good minister of Jesus Christ, nourished in the words of faith and of the good doctrine which you have carefully followed. But reject profane and old wives' fables, and exercise yourself toward godliness. For bodily exercise profits a little, but godliness is profitable for all things, having promise of the life that now is, and of the life that is to come. This is a faithful saying and worthy of all acceptance, for to this end we both labor and suffer reproach, because we trust in the living God, who is the Savior of all men, especially of those who believe. These things teach and command." Here's what Paul's saying. Paul's saying godliness is where you need to be. Godliness is the essence of Christ. It is the fragrance of Christ that you need in your life and in the life to come. Paul says if you follow after godliness, he says, exercise is good, but exercising in godliness is better. A little exercise is profitable for the body, but exercising in godliness, holiness, righteousness, these things will bless you in this life and in the life to come. So wrap yourself up in righteousness. Avoid sin, shun sin, flee from youthful lust. Wrap yourself up in righteousness and godliness, and you'll be blessed in this life and in the life to come. And watch what he says here. This is what we talked about Sunday. This is a faithful saying and worthy of all acceptance. For to this end we both labor and suffer reproach because we trust in the living God, who is the Savior of all men, especially to those who believe. We labor, we do what's good, and we suffer, which is painful. We go through good times and we go through bad times because we trust in God. We talked about Job this past weekend when I preached Sunday. Job 14:14 says, "Though he slay me, yet will I trust him." I think that's Job 14:14. It's either that or if a man dies, will he live again? It's one of those two. But anyway, Job says, "Though he slay me, yet will I trust him." And when we put our trust in God, the godliness, the righteousness that infills our life is a fragrance that goes up to heaven, and the blessings are returned. How do you get into godliness? Get into the Word, get into prayer, walk in obedience. If God says do it, then do it. I'm not going to preach to you anything that is false. I try to stay away from old wives' tales and profane fables. I try to stay away from that. I try to stay away from exercise too. I try to stay away from that stuff. But what I try to teach you, if you will take it and apply it to your life, if you will walk in obedience in the things that I preach and teach to you, you will be wrapped up in righteousness, in godliness, in holiness, in faithfulness, in obedience. And when you do that, God is faithful to bless you in all ways. I love you. I'm praying for you. Hope you have an amazing day. I will see you again tomorrow. God bless you as always, is my prayer.